Good day, everyone. How are you doing? You're welcome to another episode of Youth and the Nation and Cream Radio and TV. And as you know, I'm your boss, Ifman Dorat. Today, we have a very nice topic. We're talking about youth and the nation all this while. So I feel like there's a need for us to actually explain better what this whole youth thing is all about. So today, I have some special guests to me. Yes, they're here to give us the right word and the right explanation to what the whole youth thing is all about. So yeah, like I said, my name is Usman Nerat, your boss in the radio or whatever thing you call it. But please, I feel like sometimes some of you are not really giving the feedback that I need, and it's really awesome. So please kindly let me know what you think, your criticism and everything. Yeah, so today on the show we'll be having a very nice topic, which is the role of the youth in nation building. We are all youth for goodness sake, right? Some of us might be, and even some more people are already claiming youth, so who are we not to say we are youth? I feel like youth these days doesn't have a particular age. It seems like everybody's a youth. As long as you're a Nigerian, you're a youth. God bless Nigeria. Alright, before I actually introduce my guest, like, you guys can actually just have an idea of who they can be. Trust me, they are very knowledgeable people. Yes, you trust me. I cannot bring any other person for you on the show. Never. So let me introduce my guest to you before I actually give you a little glimpse of what today is going to be like. Alright, so I have a male and a female. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Alright, first you're smiling too much. Calm down now. Are you looking for a wife? Alright, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Pelumi Mutara.
Alright, what's your name? So?
I'm into computer science.
Boss.
Yeah.
Alright, sis, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Goodness Adeosun.
Alright.
I'm a medical student.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Me saying medical student reminds me of syringe, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very sorry, but me and syringe, they say your life or syringe, my dear, your life. We meet in heaven. Alright, so sis, you're welcome on the show.
Yeah.
So today I was saying something about our topic, which is the role of youth in nation building. I'm glad you guys are youth. The real youth. Let's just put it like that. Unlike the one they actually want us to believe that even a 70-year-old man can be a youth. You understand? So I'm giving us a glimpse of what today is actually going to be like. Like, first, let's try to define what youth is all about. According to some people, they say youth is traditionally defined as a period of transition from childhood to adulthood, and youth age differs in different countries. That's very funny because in Nigeria and Swaziland, they believe that if you are a youth, your age should be between 12 and 30 years. Very funny. Botswana and Mauritius believes that it should be between the age of 14 and 25. Ghana, Tanzania, and South Africa believe should be within the age of 15 and 35. Alright, so to me personally, I feel like youth are actually the cornerstone of societal rejuvenation, and I often refer to as leaders of tomorrow. I feel like that's the general definition. If you see a youth, you'll be like, oh, these are the people that are planning on taking over. They're the ones that are going to rule the country. They're the ones that we need to impact on positively, so they can actually give back to the society. So as the most active segment of the society, youth are the major determinants of peace and stability of a nation. And there's a saying that the National Youth Policy affirms that the extent of the youth's responsible conduct and role in society is positively correlated with the development of the country. You understand? So in that aspect, I like to say, okay, after all this grammar and English that sentence, my dear, can we actually say that youth mean different things to different people, or what's your own definition of youth actually? I'm sorry, because I'm like, this guy, I just say rubbish.
No, that's not it. Yeah, thank you. So the definition of youth, you've kind of defined it. It varies across cultures and regions. But according to the UN, what they mostly use is age 17 to 24.
Okay.
In terms of like youth for their data and whatever sources they want to use it for. And youth in Nigeria, you can still push it to like 30 and 35. So definition of youth, as I said earlier, is very correct. It varies across culture, but generally they are very vibrant people, and with a large future prospect.
Okay. I hope Nigerians are listening to this. Alright, goodness, can you give us what you understand by youth? Like, what's your own definition of youth?
And apart from the fact that there's particular age range, like transition that's from the childhood to the adulthood, but then I feel youth is actually relative, just like our future as presidential aspirant saying he's a youth, as old as a youth. And I think maybe because he was about to perform something and he just felt he's a youth, he's optimal for it and all that. So I think it's relative. I can actually say I'm a youth at the age of 50, maybe whenever I'm trying to tell you, oh, I'm vibrant, physically flexible, and all that to do something after years I'm a youth. So I think it's relative. It depends on the person.
My dear, I already said it's true because now everybody can actually claim being a youth. So we are all youths. Even my 100-year-old grandpa is a youth. God bless Nigeria. Alright, so so I'm saying that Africa is the youngest continent in the world, and according to UN, it said about 70% of its population is 30 years of age. And that's very funny. I feel like we have more youths in Africa than any other place.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little bit wrong in a way. Like youths are like the ones that you see in almost every country. They're like the ones. I mean, like we are the future. Obviously, we are the ones that will definitely take over. We are the ones that are going to kind of pushing forward. I mean, so can I just see a brother like give it like 5, 6, and I'm like, okay, we have plenty of children happy. Don't worry, they're the future of tomorrow. So now relating the youth thing to nation building. Nation building according to Oxford Bibliography, right? I like to just find some words in understand. I won't be grammar, so maybe defined as the process through which the boundaries of the modern states and those of the national community become congruent. According to UN, so nation building is the process of establishing civil order and governmental functions in countries that are emerging from a period of war or other types of upheaval. So in one word, we're actually saying nation building has to do with you impacting positively to a society. So now, having been able to actually just oppose these two words, that's youth and nation building, I feel like you already said the age range of youth in a way, because you said according to UN,
like 17 to
25, but Nigeria is 30 and 35.
Yeah,
so now let's not see nation building itself. What do you understand by nation building, or what do you actually feel nation building should be all about?
You defined it correctly.
I know. Just give me your own definition.
Okay.
Yes, grandma have been saying since my day.
Yeah, to develop a nation.
Okay.
The growth of a nation economically, in terms of infrastructure, politically, socially too. When I mean socially, I mean in terms of like education, literacy, and all those other. In terms of technology too. So different regions, different areas of. There are different areas to a nation in terms of, I just said, socially, politically, in terms of economics too. So nation building generally is developing those different areas.
Okay.
And Nigeria is a developing country, so we are. You said upheaval or after war. We are not going through that now, but we are still a developing country.
Right, yeah, been a developing country for like since the day I've been giving birth to. I feel like that's what we've been using developing. I'm like, when are we actually going to get developed? Like it's really, really heartbreaking. Like like you really seeking me. I'm like,
actually that developing, even the ones that they like label as developed, they are still developing. But I think it's the way you get to a particular height. I think there's a standard that
when they were standard, I feel like those Asian countries and so
standard of living of its people
that place is developed.
Might be like a very good measurement for the development of the country. They can measure standard of living of people generally. If your standard is high in terms of your living standard, then that means you generally have infrastructure, your GDP is good, your literacy rate is high, and all those kind of things. So
I think we are.
So we know our
fingers are still crossed.
Yeah,
the crossing they give it to you.
Infrastructure.
My dear.
Our GDP is growing, but is it trickling down to like the average people or the average person? Possibly no.
I don't know. Anyway, I just feel like Nigeria, like the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. I'm very sorry to say that, but that's actually my mentality about this whole thing. So now, the other time you made mention of nation building having to do with economic, political, and the likes. So now, can you tell me like a part where the youth are actually to come in this aspect? Let's have a political aspect to start with. Like what role, what role are the youths playing in terms of the political aspect? In order to build the nation?
Yeah, just generally joining politics, abstaining from like political apathy. There is no benefit from like having political apathy unless it's like a form of protest against. You can formulate it like that. We are generally not joining because of a form of protest, but we should engage in politics. We are improving though in terms of Twitter.
Yeah, keep our warriors now, my dear. That's what we have.
Yeah, we start conversations. The NSAS movement was a very big point for like youths. Although there were like some bad elements, but like it was generally a very good protest, and it really adjusted. It affected the federal government now in terms of massive. I feel like even received like the national recognition.
But it was because they came out. That's actually where I'm going to. You understand? If we had just stood to the whole, keypad warrior stuff, just
Yeah.
putting our, but then the fact that we all came out and stood with one another, you understand each other,
Yeah.
that actually did bring the whole positive aspect of the whole entity.
Yeah. So also too, they can join in terms of like policy formulation.
Okay.
I don't know how that will work, but we should want some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reading up on it, and I read up on like in the early 60s, there were Nigerian students that protested against the government when the British government and Nigerian government went to sign an agreement to permanently have the British army in this country. So Nigerian students like rose up and like protested against that kind of movement. That's what I'm talking about. So voting too, we have to vote during elections. Although we can say we have terrible candidates and but you have to still vote.
It's painful.
It's painful, but you still have to vote, and you have to protest, be active online too. The way you can start conversations, those conversations can turn into policies and all those kind of stuff. Because I even saw one recently too where it was either on policy change or something like that, or where IELTS, in terms of policy, they try to push it to the legislatures to like push it to the UK on why we are still writing IELTS and all this kind of thing. So that's what I'm talking about. Active, yeah, that's correct. We should abstain from political apathy.
My dear, I've been warning them, they don't want to answer. All of us have coconuted. Alright, so goodness, can you please give us your suggestion on this whole involvement of youth in politics as regards nation building?
Involvement of youth in politics. So I think they have a lot of roles to play as we youth. Building is actually an action word. It's a continual process. No one can actually complete it. You actually have to keep on building something, constructing it. And so it's not like we end up saying that, oh, our fathers have completed everything. We also we have to actually continue from where they stopped. So it's very, very important because I feel, as I always say, you youth are flexible in a lot of things. We have all the physical strength. We have all the brilliance, the intelligence. Our brains are not really, brain cells are not degenerating like the old people. You see what's happening to some of these.
My dear, don't let us mention names.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so we youth actually are very, very, like, we are fit for that, especially when it comes to political, and that's why I always love it with the way our governor here. If you check, most of the people actually working here, they are most of them are youth. Like very youth people, and I feel that's probably one of the reasons why you can see or used to when you have to compare with other states. There's a lot of huge difference when it comes to development, because actually youth we are fit for everything to me, because there's nothing like, oh, you're too young to. That's not true. That's not true. So we have a very, very great impact when it comes to building a nation.
Okay, so I love the way you guys actually explain the whole political part, because let's run with that party. I mean, that party thing is really, like, it's understandable. I mean, if we all choose not to vote based on what we've experienced or things that I feel like, okay, we've impute much, but then we aren't getting much, you understand?
Yes.
Like, well, then what's the need? But then we just need to keep trying. It's not like we're trying to get a particular thing, a particular goal. I mean, use Arsenal for an example. I'm very sorry to enter this thing. Nobody should laugh at me. Haha, don't laugh. I mean, I have a feeling that one day we'll get there. Just like Martin Clark said, we'll get there.
But us now.
Please don't go there. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Don't. Thank you. But then, I mean, we're not getting things at times. You understand? Don't just like your personal objectives. You understand? There are times that you are not getting it the first time, second time, but then you need to keep trying with the hope that one day you would actually get that. Show you with the ground. So I feel like those things we could bring them into politics. You understand? It's like the need for us to impute more might actually bring about positive change one day.
Yeah, change is slow,
my dear,
and we have to be persistent about it.
Persistent
we want something.
Yeah, what you go for it, but okay, well, you guys are you need to go for it. So now moving on to the economic aspect. Let me go to this. I'm very sorry, but I actually did some research and I noticed that you are an entrepreneur. Yeah, that's nice. She's a medical doctor, so like she makes shoes, and I'm like, how was she able to combine that? Like, talking about good youth, my dear, you're a good nation builder. Clap yourself. Like, no, seriously, something to be proud of. I mean, like, you have something very, very like tedious. I mean, when I see medical student, I'm like, my dear. No. Something around Nigeria is when it's now. But then you now combining your other stuff. So I feel like, particularly to you, you understand, this nation building thing, as I'm very sure I have to face you understand. Now talking about the economic aspect, you understand, what role are the youths meant to play when it comes to you open the nation economically?
Okay, use myself as a case scenario. So I basically make shoes, and I'm also a medical student, 500 level medical student. So the what I'm doing in making of shoe is like I'm providing the services to people within Nigeria, probably beyond and all that, and also being a medical student. So I'm trying to place it like this, that combine the two actually is not an easy step. It's not an easy step at all. But then, because of how young I am, I'm not sure, probably a 30-year-old person, or probably 50, 40 years old. I remember I'm talking with an MSc student, and she told me that she was once baking cake and selling, but at some point she stopped because it was so difficult for her to combine. So I got to know, yeah, her age was around 35 thereabout, and then I understood, okay, me, I'm actually, I have all the strength and the full capacity and all that. So when it comes to like impacting, youth in our economic, like I know personally I am already doing that, because by the time some people want to get shoes or something, and maybe they want to get very, very high quality ones, and they are looking at all those branded luxury products, and they're like, okay, the dollars, how do we spend it, and how do we get it? And then when they now look into my brand, like, okay, my brand is more like close to the standard of those people outside the country, and they also want to patronize to see how to enjoy the services, and end up liking that, oh, this has actually made me to be able to order something worth the value at a very cheaper rate. That's one thing that I've probably made to impact in the economy. And also, I also talk about strength-wise. We are all very, very young. We all have this strength and all that, so we can do anything. So in any sector of the economic part of it, is it when it comes to probably selling different things to people, and probably trying to see how to get out of the country, maybe to learn some skills, and coming back again to see how to impact people here in the country. Is because we are youth and we have all this strength to do that. No adults, maybe just people, late adults will be able to do that. So we actually have a very, very good role to play when it comes to economy.
Okay. Alright, thank you very much. So, Mr. Paulo, let me move close to you. Come back to me. So, personally, you are a computer science student. So, meaning you are actually vast when it comes to some particular aspect of science. I want you to know that electronics or engineering. Yeah, thank you very much. People have been trying data analysis. I'm doing HMA for the past like 3 months. I've not gotten past 3 tags. My dear, if I try, like personally, what do you feel the youth can actually help in terms of the economic aspect? Use yourself for an example.
Okay, so the issue is the okay, she has said it in terms of like the economic aspect. You have to create jobs and all that. She's an entrepreneur, so yeah, you have to start businesses and follow up on business. But my issue is even from the government side.
The government, okay.
So when you have young entrepreneurs, you don't create regulations, especially too much regulations that stifle growth. You don't want that. You have to foster like an environment that allows for young small scale businesses to become big scale businesses. By funding them with loans. Banks have to be better in terms of like giving them loans. That's why I'm just feeling like this country, in terms of like the economic structure, we are improving though, in terms of like CBN and there are new policies that are passing, but we have to see growth from like small businesses to become big businesses. You have to support them. The government has to like give out loans, especially to young entrepreneurs. We are coming up with new ideas, especially young people. Like there's Handela in Lagos now. The big tech guy. There are a lot of big tech startups. I think there's Flutterwave too. So there are a lot of like, especially in the fintech space in this country, there's a lot of development on that side from young people trying to change the space. So the government should not start bringing in massive regulations. There's need for regulation, but it's over-regulation that is the issue. And the government also have to like, I think they are even starting some loan programs too for like young people, which is very important. You have to be able to support them and invest. Like what they do in like some abroad countries, when they see that you have a project. Tony Elumelu even does that for. So in terms of like investment, if you have a good idea, invest in you. We need that kind of like support in this country, especially for young entrepreneurs. You don't want to be a small scale business forever. You want to become, you want to become big. you not just start off, you want to become a big guy in the
Short,
space.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you need investment and money for that kind of stuff. Not just the small capital you used to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I just feel like government has to do better. But they are improving, but they still have to do better.
And yeah, they are improving. Hopefully, I just actually hope the government to actually get involved in this SMEs too, because I feel like you guys are really, really going a long way. I mean, it's enough for you to stand up and be like, okay, I'm going to fight this whole procrastination, because that's actually what's killing many of us. Some of us have this whole passion and talent, but then you see, to procrastinate is in our blood.
Yeah.
But then you see some people that are like fighting the barrier and are like, I'm not going to procrastinate, I'm going to do this, but then the support is not there. Like, people are not really giving them the vibe, they're not really giving them the like the push they need to say that, okay, yes, we believe in you, you can do better and the likes. I feel like government needs to actually work better in terms of economy. I mean, everything is just about you putting trillions in getting mosquito nets, and it's not about you just putting money in just repairing things that
Yeah, and
so,
how
so
well
what?
do the question is how well do like youth support each other in terms of the business?
That's another
Do we-
aspect.
yeah.
Do we really?
So she should
Yes.
probably talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, because I actually support him in terms of that. I mean, because we've had people
Do you
that
support local
actually,
businesses there?
that's the thing. Everybody wants to go.
At all.
Like they're already looking at these already made up ones. They're already supporting
Yeah, not really.
the ones that are just coming up, and I feel like that's very bad. Like it's really,
Yeah.
I
really,
don't
really
blame
bad.
them, because most of them always think it actually has a very, very low quality compared to those people.
Yeah.
that sell, I mean, those standard outside the
Yeah.
country. So I don't blame them. That's actually true. But then you can't just conclude without you trying or probably hearing feedbacks to know that, okay, is it really what people are really saying or not? So I wish people actually would. I can count how many people probably in school have probably bought from me. Most of them may just want to buy.
Yeah.
Or probably, and again, they will actually talk about the cost price and all that. And I really wish Nigeria would understand that, oh, the economy is getting bad.
Yeah.
Dollar rates to Naira is
Yes.
actually increasing. See this fuel subsidy. I mean, see this fuel and
Scarcity.
And look at this transportation issue. By the time we are trying to do a logistic, I think there was a place that normally transfer at least 800 and they increased to 1,500. I scream, how did this happen? Like, you get all these things, so it's actually enough push to
Yeah.
make us increase our prices so that we can, I mean, we won't actually run at a loss. You get, then they should understand that it's Nigeria, but then understand they're all talking about the quality and all that, and every Nigerian's person, I knew that they love cheap things. And my project actually has to do with more of handmade and handmade. And
Yes.
most Nigerians don't appreciate handmade products, so I most times end up selling outside the country more than selling within the country here.
Oh, you actually said outside the country.
Yeah, I sell more outside the
It is
country.
even
That's
painful. I
what
mean,
it's
if outside I can
appreciate.
actually appreciate your work more than your so-called brothers. I mean, how
Exactly.
shameful. And the other thing is because you're the one, my dear, trust me. If it was one, don't let me mention names, you understand those so-called influencers. People who rush it and they don't care how much. In fact, I feel like they see those high-priced ones as the real ones, while the low-cost one
It's
as the
actually,
fake.
actually,
It's
that's
very
the
funny.
thing with startups or when you're starting small businesses, they don't have the name. So when I look at all these luxury brands we see all around, and I check their products, I go down to their materials and notice that there's even one particular brand which I won't mention. I got the same leather from the same time I already get it from, and it didn't cost so much as the price, the
Was,
place
yeah.
selling price. But then it's the name,
name,
they're
my
selling.
dear,
It took
the
a long
name.
time for
Yeah.
them to get it. It took 40 years, 30 years, generation
Oh.
to generation. It took a long time. So unlike me, that just
Yeah,
barely
just starting
4
off.
years or something like that. So I can't compare myself with them.
Okay, you guys are really, really, really intelligent. I just feel like we just need to just input more in this time. We need to just channel all our power, all our energy and everything into things we actually believe in. And please, they're saying that we need to support each other. If I out my sisters don't even support sisters again, I don't understand this kind of life that we're living in Nigeria. Like, no, there is need for us to support each other. Probably.
It's the government themselves supporting us.
My dear, no. To me, personally, to me, I feel like the change begins with us. You understand? If I'm supporting you, then definitely you can't begin for something that I won't actually support you there too. I feel like that's our problem. Probably because we're not
That's
supporting each other
humans
now.
now.
Then how can we support ourselves when we're actually in sight of the government? You understand? Because people are always like we're always debating. That is my problem with we youths. Like we're not coming together. You understand? In unity is always causing one issue or the other, and it's very, very bad. I just pray God help us because, my dear, in fact, they need to change our anthem, or they say they need to that we start swearing by our anthem. No, so that anthem is too. They're telling me, nation, but which nation is bound in freedom? No, seriously, one nation is bound. I'm not like, okay, just what, forget it. I'll just whatever you want me to say, I'll just get out. And then we'll be fine. So now, having said all that, I feel like the next one is the aspect in which the youth are expected to come in when it comes to nation building. I feel like we're talking about that. Also, political, economic. There is one that has been on my mind since. Because you guys are talking about political aspects, economic. Please, this is about the social aspect. Do I see more cloud chasers? I'm very sorry to use that word. Or we're actually looking at people who are giving good content. That's my problem. You understand? Because I feel like the way we youth kind of project our country, in a way, it's not so presentable. I mean, we all see the good, the bad, and the ugly on net, and the things they actually post. You understand? Kind of shaping some psychologists. You understand? Like, oh, these are Nigerians. I mean, if she posts something about her shoes, you post something about your tech, people like, oh, they are brilliant people. And we have some other people that are posting. Do you want to say what? You understand? I feel like, oh, so these are people are into. So I feel like, what way do you actually think the youth can actually help socially other than the bad ones? Let me just say it like that, the bad ones. I don't really want to make mention of the cyber crimes, you understand, the old lavish spending, the old nonchalant attitude, and some other annoying challenges. Because it's only in Nigeria. I'm very sorry to say this word. Yeah, you see some challenge. I mean, I've seen other countries when they go in for these challenges, there's like probably social media challenges, probably TikTok challenges and the like. They go with it in a smooth way. Please let Nigerians go for it. So that you see them drink. In fact, there was a time that this musician brought this guy that sang alcohol.
Oh yeah,
did you see the challenge on it? Yeah. I was like, what are you guys projecting? Like, the way people are like, are Nigerians so suicidal? Don't you understand? I feel like, in what way can we youth actually try to help this country in terms of social aspect?
Social aspect.
Mm-hmm. I think most times we are exaggerating a lot of things. So,
I mean, I was so scared
when I go to the market and I went to Bodija market and I'm like, I went to Bodija market. The tin tomato I normally buy 100 naira. Oh, it's about 250. Like, what? Like, so, and I don't blame them because we have been surprised every single day. Today I saw that someone was like they're selling for about 300 naira per liter. I know if I want to add my again, so to you, I'll tell you that I found it for 450. So actually, I understand that we are all frustrated with everything that is happening. Can you imagine what's happening? No light, fuel scarcity, transportation increasing. You can stay all day at home, 3 days no light. For you to even follow your journey is even something very, very impossible nowadays. And so it's really frustrating. But then there's still some very beautiful aspects of the country we can actually see to appreciate. And today, yesterday's one I saw was about the House of Assembly, how they had to give the year that every state should be able to generate their own power electricity. I was like, that's a very good beam of hope for us here in the country. But no one talked about it because actually the bad things overshadows the good thing, because it's actually more. I think you can compare the bad to the good about 80% to 20%. So what do you expect?
Yeah, I think I'll join you on that. Are you done? You said something?
Yeah, I'm done.
Because she said about we need to project. Okay, now the stuff she said about the assembly is something very nice, but they'll not post it. Let there be accidents around the world. They will post it. And like, no, sure, I feel like everybody likes listening to bad news other than the good ones, and they're very quick. And they're very quick to post it. You understand? Like the ones that are good, they leave there like, don't worry, come back later. But you see those bad ones, it's not like the bad good news are actually
even
good news.
Even when probably spiritual and all that, whenever we are going through bad things, it's only those ones we remember. We'll try to forget about the good
ones.
Things
Yeah,
that happen to show.
making
So
sound like
normal human nature actually. The good always want to overshadow.
So
bad always want to overshadow.
okay, yeah. So the entertainment issue. You're asking about entertainment. Right? I don't see the issue there.
You don't see the issue there?
No, I'm not talking about cybercrime.
Okay.
I'm not talking about cybercrime. I'm talking about like general entertainment. It's content. Everywhere around the world, there are contents. Some are like, in terms of trends, some trends are very cool. I think it was in the US they were climbing crate and injuring themselves.
Oh my dear, you not see on Nigerians too.
Yeah, we also did it. That's what I'm saying, it's just content creation. There are some good content, there are some bad contents online. So it's just the one you want that really matters towards entertainment. And what are you asking again?
That's just it. But then I just like, we need to just change the mentality. I don't like the way we are always portraying Nigerians. I mean, we aren't saying we are there. My dear, we youth, it's very funny. It's very hard for you to see an elderly person the elderly one, not the one that lying that they are you too.
Yeah.
Then an elderly person,
Yes.
and coming like to do things that would harm the country in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen someone that said, okay, I remember there was time that was it in government? Yes, I read a particular part, and the person was like, she traveled, a Nigerian traveled, and you know, now talking to whites, and you're like, sorry, what here? Like, do you know Nigeria? Like, Nigeria, oh yeah, that's a cybercrime country. And I'm like, wow, nice. I'm like, oh, you mean that country that has terrorism? I'm like, ha, we are finished. So just my parents, I'm like, we need to actually portray other things. I mean, if you know you sing well, okay. I mean, we've seen people that actually do collaborations with other people, but then we need to slow down on things we post on it. I mean, no, social media is for everybody. I mean, both the learned, the illiterate, the sane, and the insane. I'm very sorry to say that. But then, just be very careful.
Our music is actually going over though.
Yeah, but it's not just about music. It's about
like what is portrayed in the music matters to how like they see us.
Yeah, probably.
In terms of like if you know rap, especially when it comes to drill, you are like black people like guns and violence and all this kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. So when it comes to like Afro pop, what did they see when they listen to Afro pop?
Yeah, probably now when it's getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've seen so many collaborations.
We also have to like push our like excellence too. Like in the US too, we do very well. Especially like Nigerian
that's very funny. I noticed. Yes.
They don't learn fact that like the bad news, obviously, like Hush Puppy news is like a big news. There's nothing you want to do about that. It's a big news.
And I don't want to mention him.
So,
but since you've mentioned him,
okay.
go be with him. But then aside from that, I feel like our government just need to do a lot. I mean, in other countries, if a 6-year-old or 7-year-old, what am I saying? Sorry, watch Steve Harvey shows or the Big Show. Like, see the way they portray 2-year-old, 3, and I'm like, God, this is what we need. I mean, we just need to just impute our energy into other things that are very, very relevant. I'm not saying some things they do that are not relevant, but then I feel like the things they impute money on, the irrelevant ones are more than the relevant ones. That's what I mean. We've seen shows that all they do there is, okay, enjoy themselves. In fact, I mean, they enjoy themselves and still get paid. And we are here suffering ourselves, and there's nothing. Like, no, these stuff are really heartbreaking. See, I'm not saying they shouldn't do whatever they want to do, but please, like, there is need for you to just help us, like, support us in any way you can. I mean, these things go far and wide. That are sometimes I don't blame those ones, those white twisted Roma, those are the family problem. But I mean, like, we the same ones. It's very annoying. It's very, very annoying for us. You know, next time we see stuff like that. Alright, so let's just go and show her in Japan. Alright, you're welcome back. Before we went in that shop, we were actually talking about the role of youth in nation building, and so far we've been able to actually talk about the importance of youth in terms of economic aspect, political aspect, and also social aspect. We were on the social aspect before when on the break, so we've been able to actually gather that there are different ways in which the youth can actually come in, help the nation in any way we can. But everything you are doing, please always remember to put the country on a good spot. It's understandable if you really want to show your talents. It's fine if you want to do other stuff, but just be very careful about things that you post. Is very, very, very important. Alright, with this we'll be actually rounding up. I'm very sorry if you feel like the time is not enough, but then don't worry, we'll meet you next time, same session next week. But before I go, don't forget to follow us on our social media pages at Creme Radio and TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. It's very, very important. Please drop your comments, your criticism, your I don't know, whatever stuff that is in your mind, just drop it on the comment section. Trust me, we'll be ready to give you replies and feedbacks on it. Alright, with this, I'm saying a very big thank you to you guys for coming. Thank you very much for giving us your opinions, and thank you very much for sharing out of your tight schedule for us. We hope next time you come. Not that like this is far. Just comment. Thank you very much. This is a way you are helping the nation to be. Thank you. Alright, with this we're rounding up and saying thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to stay good, be nice, and please be a good citizen of the nation. Very important. Alright, I was saying ciao ciao, goodbye.